you have to continue to strive, and you have to know at the back of your mind that with strive, there is failure. And try 100 things, fail at 99 of them, be successful at one, and that one will cover for all of the failures of the past. Do you understand? So your prayer always is that, and you know the funny thing is, you have to give each one your best. You have to give each one your best. You can't do it half-heartedly and say, they shall say I should be failing, one day I will succeed. You don't try this one, you do them, you leave it. You try this one too, you do them, you leave it. You try that one too, you do them, you leave it. No. You must give each one your 100%. Every single endeavor you go into, you must go into it and give it your best. And see it out to the end. If it is now very, very clear that, go, no go, then you pull back and you try something else. So, you know, at this juncture, it's important for us to juxtapose the saying that, you know, entrepreneurs don't give up with the notion that you are going to fail at so many things. So, these two concepts are antagonizing to each other. The concept that they told you now, entrepreneurs don't give up, you don't give up, you don't quit, you know, if you listen to motivational speakers, they tell you this all the time. When winners don't quit, quitters don't win, blah, 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 blah. My brother, when you reach one junction, and you see that this business wants to take your life, over them here, you must jump back. So, don't listen to those people who tell you that winners don't quit. Yes, you don't quit. Generally. Not quitting means that you have tried one thing, it did not succeed, you have to try another thing. Do you understand? That's not quitting. But it's not that you are selling shoes, and it's only you that is buying the shoe that you are selling. Do you understand? And you have been doing it for 1 year. You have stock, nobody is buying. You are using your chop money to still buy stock. You are advertising. At some point, you have to tell yourself that, wow, Ahmad, give me a son. Do you understand? You have to have those conversations with yourself. You have to have those conversations with yourself. So, in a very, very short period of time, I'm going to try and tell us, you know, why people fail and how not to allow failure to, you know, bring you down. Some people, you know, because if you don't exit from a failure at the right time, the tendency is that it will destroy you. So, more important is knowing when to exit from a failure. Do you get it? It's very, very important. Now we're talking about failure. Rejection is on the other side. And there are two different things. Unfortunately, they have added both of them for us in the topic. So we have to treat both. And we have to treat them separately. Then look for a way to combine both of them. So now we're talking about failure. So, like I said, it's important, it's very, very important that we understand why people fail and understand how not to allow failure on a particular venture to engulf us, to swallow us. Do you understand? To destroy us completely such that we cannot venture into another thing. So, let us start. Yeah, all that was preamble. So what is failure? Who can help me define what failure is? In very, very simple French. Avant Amito White articular. Help me. What is failure? I'm a teacher, so if you make noise in my class, you are bound to be called to answer a question. My first calling is teaching. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Failure can be, how can I put it? Can be personal, but generally failure is an, how can I put it?
Help is linear, simple English. If English don't go, look your one.
failure can be defined as a situation whereby your targets, your endeavors are not being acquired as expected.
This English is plenty. Who can help us with that? Yes, sir.
I think the meaning of failure is simply means unable to reach the goals.
Yes, simple. This is just it. You see one simple sentence, and unable to, you have set a target. I'm venturing into this, I want to make profit. You have now been venturing, profit no gree come. That's failure. Do you understand? You see a fine girl, you say, this girl, look, I want to marry this girl. You start, you toast, you roast, you toast, the girl no gree. That's failure. Do you understand? In simple terms, you have set a goal, you have set a target. If you are not able to meet that target, then you have failed. Do you understand what I'm saying? So basically, that's failure. If we understand what it is, then we can understand how to avoid it or how to deal with it when it comes. So, like I said earlier, you are bound to fail. If you do not fail, you cannot succeed. Because if you do not venture, you cannot succeed. And if you venture, at the least, you will fail. And you know, there are different kinds of failure. There are intraventural failures and extraventural failures. Intraventural failures are within the venture, within the business that you have set up. You are bound to fail. Like for instance, Essence is an organization that has been in existence since 2015. We have reached break-even point and we have gotten to a point where we are making small profit here and there. But still within the venture, we keep on failing every day. Do you understand? Every time a customer walks into the store and leaves the store unsatisfied, we have failed. Do you understand? So failure is a continuous thing. If you are going to be an entrepreneur, you have to embed, you will hug it. Plus, come. I want to hug you the way I have hugged failure. You are not failure, but let me hug you. Do you understand? This is how you are failure must be. I have hugged money. You must hug it. You must embrace it. You must internalize it. You must have a relationship with it. I know this is contrary to what your pastor tells you in church and what your imam tells you in the mosque. That, in Jesus' name I will not fail. In the name of Allah, I will not. You will fail if you want to succeed. Yes, this is the truth. We have to tell ourselves the naked truth. If you want to succeed, you must fail. And you will fail every day. You will fail every day. But failure is not so much of a bad thing. A lot of people have ideas. I have somebody who is very close to me, very close to me. We're bound by blood. And he has hundreds of wonderful ideas. Hundreds. When I say, this is literal. I'm not capping here. I'm not joking at all. Hundreds. Every new day is a new idea. And the ideas are all beautiful. But she has never tried any of them. Never tried any of them. Why is that? He's always afraid that what if I do it and it doesn't work? Do you understand the problem that there is with not having a relationship with failure? Me, trailer is coming, I will jump in front of it. Please really laugh. There is no risk that is too big for me to take. None. When we were going to start Essence, I had started proper. I had 0 naira and 1 car. And I was building one house. I built it to lintel level in one bush. So I said, okay, I'll sell this house and sell this car and use it to start. Then a friend of mine had a birthday party in his sister had a birthday. He had to go because she brought him up and all of that. I said, okay, let's go now. I'll buy fuel in my car, let's just go. at Initial Lemon, Baba Jebu's town. So we went. The next morning, his wife had to resume to work by 8 o'clock, so we left Initial by 4 a.m. We got to Oyo around 6 a.m. And if you know Oyo Ibadan road, Ilorin Ibadan, there used to be one very large ditch at Oyo when you are coming before you enter Oyo town. Now, so I entered the ditch at 80 km/h. I entered the ditch and at top speed flew out of the ditch and into the back of the trailer. Car is condemned. Car that we wanted to use to start business. We're going to start business in January, car condemned in November. Do you understand? Now, the house, and this is me looking for like 3 million naira to start. The house was in the bush, was at lintel level, then priced at 300. I did do that. After I went, I did not say anybody to price 300 again. They were pricing 250. I said, bring it. So I had 250,000 naira to fulfill the 3 million naira dream in 1 month. Now, I'm telling you this so that you understand that once you have written down your goal, everything that is your being should be invested into it. Don't do half measures. Let me try small. If you feel at least I still have this small money to fall back and go. Once you are convinced that this thing will work, invest all of yourself into it, and then something good will come out of it at the end of the day. And if it doesn't, well, you'll learn some lessons, and that also is good. So, car, don't condemn. House, buy and well. We kept on pushing. We got the loan. We tried to push everything together. We took things on loan. We push everything together, and we started half, and we're growing it along the line. So that's because I have never been afraid to fail. And there are things that fear of failure, you must cancel that in your mind completely. The first thing we said is you have to embrace failure. Make it your friend and tell yourself that if I fail, well, it's not a big deal. I'll start all over again. Do you understand? If you cannot tell yourself this, then you cannot venture into anything. You will keep on having ideas and ideas and ideas and ideas, and those ideas will just rot away. Then you will see somebody do it, and then you will now start saying, that's my idea. That guy has stolen my idea. Nobody owns idea. The moment they bring that idea to you, they have taken it to like 1,000 other people. Idea is like a wave, it's like frequency. So just like you tune into your radio station and you're listening to radio and you're hearing 95.1 Royal FM, and that person in Sobi is hearing it, and that person in Gama is hearing it, and that's how ideas are. As it is coming to you, best believe that it has gone to at least 1,000 other people. If you don't act on it, chances are that one person will. And if they do, you have yourself to blame. So do not ever have the feeling that if I do this and I fail. Because see, these ideas are actually, I personally consider them to be divine revelations. This thing that I am standing on was an idea. If the person who had the idea did not go through with it, I will not have anything to stand on. This chair that I was sitting on was an idea. If the person who had the idea did not go through with it, I would not have something to sit on. That phone that somebody is, everything that you think of, everything you see, everything, this building, everything is an idea. If the people who were blessed with that revelation did not go through with it, the world would have suffered for it. So it's not just about you, it's about humanity in general. Imagine that the person how crazy it is for you to think that you want to be flying in the air when you are not a bird. Do you understand? But somebody had that idea and did not think that, you can never work. This one, now dream. He decided to work on it and he failed a lot of times. We all know the story of Thomas Edison and electricity. He said he tried over 99 different methods and they kept failing, and he kept trying. Imagine if na me or you, when we reach number 3, oh, everybody was singing, I'm a local. Do you understand? But he kept on trying, and kept on trying, and kept on trying, and kept on trying, and kept on trying, until he struck gold. And today, because of it, his name can never, ever, ever perish. As long as people are still enjoying this. And people will continue to enjoy it. You know, people kept on improving on it. The person who decided to create a vehicle other than horses, because how many horses go they? And how fast can a horse go? The person who created the automobile, the person who created the rail system, the person who created a lot of things. All of these things were ideas. But because the people who had the ideas did not, and I am very, very sure they are not the only ones that got those ideas. It must have fallen on other people's minds. But those other people had fear of failure. They did not see it through. But that one person that saw it through got immense benefits from it, and every other person too is benefiting from it. So that's how it is. First of all, embrace failure. First of all, embrace failure. Once you have embraced failure, the next thing you do is act. Then when you act, you realize that even while you are acting, things are coming up. Even like I said, even when the business is successful, failures will still come up. So what do? You always do one thing when you fail. Let me tell you a story of, I told you the last time I came, but let me repeat it from another angle. I started a kiddies shop in the mall in 2017, early 2017. And I put a lot of resources into it, a lot. And it just was not working for a number of reasons. And you know, I had Hair Sense, which was still fledgling at the time, and then there was Kiddies, and I was running 2 businesses. And Kiddies was swamping Hair Sense, and Hair Sense was like the cash cow. So we'll make money from Hair Sense and then put it into Kiddies, and then it will swallow it. We'll make money from here, we'll put it here, swallow it. We'll make money from here, we'll put it. One day, like I told you, if you try the thing, you know what, forget the motivational speaker, jackpot. I decided that, look, let me jackpot, like jackpot. Sold the business to somebody else at a giveaway price, and that was the best decision, the best business decision that I have ever taken in my life. If I had held on to it because I say, Jim Rohn said that winners don't quit, quitters don't win. Today, now me and you for sit down for that side. Me say I will listen to another person. Do you understand? But I took that decision knowing that it was time. Before you lose what it is that you have been able to gather, count your losses. So it's all about evaluation. It's all about evaluation. You have to evaluate. So I'm telling you this story so that you know we have come to that that part of this lecture where you decide when to quit and try something else. So how do you know when to quit? Because that's the topic now, how to handle failure and what. So a very important part of knowing how to handle failure is knowing when to quit a particular venture and moving on to another one. Very, very important. So always I encourage people to write. You must always write. You must always keep records. You must always analyze your data. So when we started this business, how much did we start with? Started with so amount. How much were we making? We're making so amount. Have we been making more or less? That's the first question as a business person. Have we been making more or less? Have you written it down? Have we been making more or less? So you started the business with 1 million naira. First month of sales, we made a turnover, monthly turnover of 200,000. Profit was 10,000. Good. Next month, you made a monthly turnover of 250,000. Profit was 12,000. Good. The next month, you made a monthly turnover of 300,000. Profit was 15,000. Good. Following month, monthly turnover 400,000. Profit was 20,000. Good. Following month, 500,000. Profit was 25,000. Good. That means that you're what? You're growing, you're progressing, it's increasing. But first month you opened because your family member came, your friends came, everybody came, you did opening, everything was loud. You had turnover of 500,000. profit was 25,000. Good. Next month, you had turnover of 400,000, profit was 20,000. Not so bad. Look at it. Okay, let's try next month. The next month, we tried again, 400,000, profit was 18,000. Waiting happened. Next month, we made 300,000, profit was 12,000. Next month, we made 100,000, profit was 10,000. Next month, we made 80,000, profit was how much? 4,000. There's a pattern to the profit now. There has been a pattern to the profit. So I expected that somebody would have picked out the pattern, but nobody did. So, in the latter case, what do? You evaluate. Why are we not making more sales? Do you understand? Ask yourself critical questions. Every entrepreneur must have a time that they discuss with themselves. I don't know what your own strategy is going to be. Maybe you are going to stand in front of the mirror and say, "Kilo shele." Talk to me. Do you understand? Maybe that's going to be your own strategy. Maybe you are just going to sit down and be looking at the wall. People will be thinking that you have gone to another. Don't be looking. But in your mind, the conversation is going on. Maybe that's your own strategy. Maybe your own strategy is to lie down and close your eyes so that people think you are sleeping. And you must have that time when you have critical discussions with yourself. Because if you do not hold conversations with yourself, you are most probably lying to yourself. And if you are lying to yourself, my brother, wahala dey. Wahala dey. You have to have those. Are we doing things? What are we doing wrong? So if you feel that you have been able to itemize where the problems are, go and tackle the problem. Profile solutions to them. We have two kinds of people. We have problem people and we have solution people. As an entrepreneur, you must be a solution person. If you are the kind of person that when something happens, you are always moping on the problem. My tire has now gone, has been deflated. How did this tire deflate? Just bought this tire. How can it deflate? Tire now deflate. This tire is deflated, and I'm going for a lecture, and this tire is deflated. You are circling around the problem. Do you understand? You have not analyzed the problem with a view to providing solution. Okay, this tire is deflated. I need to get this lecture by 3. And now I have 15 minutes. Can I fix this tire in 15 minutes? Do I even have the money to fix the tire? Maybe I should gradually carry Okada and go. Later I will come and be solving this problem. That's how an entrepreneur thinks. Always, with everything. If you are not that kind of person, if you are like the first example that I gave, that is always disturbed with the problem, don't call yourself an entrepreneur again. Go and look for work. I'm serious. If you are the kind of person that mopes on problems, that dwells on problems, you can never be an entrepreneur. Don't say that, I went to one lecture, one man was just swearing for us, I don't swear for, I'm telling you. Entrepreneurs are solution-minded people. They are what? They are solution-minded people. And for you to understand solutions, you must understand the problem. For you to really understand the problem, you must write it down. If it's in your head, it is not clear. You must either talk to somebody about it or write it down. Are we together? Amen? Amen. So you write it down. Okay, I think that our visibility is not enough. I think that we don't have enough goods to sell. People have been coming to ask for things that we don't have, and then they stop coming because they come 2 times and 3 times, we don't have it. I think that the sales girl is very, very rude and she has been chasing customers away. Write down all of what you feel the problem is, and then look for a way to solve those problems. If you have now provided solutions to those problems and the problem still persists, then you know that probably time to jackpot. So the first way to know if you need to change the business that you are in, if you need to call it quits in that particular venture, is to do an evaluation of your growth pattern over a period of time. And then you now assume that, okay, if I apply this same curve to this growth in the next 6 months, where will I be? But if you started with a million naira, and now you are down to 200,000 in 6 months, possibilities are that you cannot last another 6 months. Take the 200,000 you have, go and buy groundnut and sell it. Do you understand? Instead of allowing the 200,000 to now become minus 600,000, they will now be knocking on your door early in the morning and say, hey, Bro Thomas, now today he does say he will pay me. Do you understand? Always know when to call it quits. Always know when to call it quits. And how to know when to call it quits is by keeping what? Record. By keeping and analyzing the data that is that record. Do you understand? You have to analyze it by yourself. You have to call on other people to help you look at it and analyze it. Then you understand that there are some things that, you know, if you try at a particular time, you will fail. If you try it later at a better time, you are bound to succeed. For instance, if I were to try Kiddies, the shop that I told you about that I started doing, if I was to try it now, I am bound to succeed. Why? Because the issues that, the problems that I identified then as the causes of the failure are no longer existent now. Praise be to God. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these are, the issues. Sometimes it is your timing. It might not be the business that is wrong. It might not be the strategy that is wrong. It is the timing that is wrong. So you need to analyze it and understand it. Part of the thing. So that's what do you call it? Knowing when to quit. And then when you have quit, I'm giving you 1 point for each category so that I don't belabor you. You can even memorize it. And that 1 point is enough if you hold on to it religiously. So after you have decided to quit, the one thing that you must do is to analyze the failure and write down all of I made a mistake. I was supposed to snap where I wrote down my reasons for failure in 2017 and pass the phone round so that everybody can see it. I wrote it down. This is why we fail. 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 It is documented. Do you understand? So what this affords you is the opportunity to not make the same mistakes again. Do you understand? Because now you understand yourself better. You understand business better. And then when you are going into another venture, you avoid those mistakes. That's the beauty of failure. It's the best way to learn. You know they say experience is the best teacher. So what is experience? It's failure. Failure is experience. So if you actually fail, then you know that I've learned my lesson. Have you ever seen anybody that succeeded and said, I've learned my lesson? Have you ever seen? It's when you fail that you learn. You don't learn when you get it right. Do you understand? So that is, you must analyze the problems and write them down. So that when you are going into another venture, you are able to manage your expectations and manage your strategy better. Are we all together on this? So that's how to handle failure. Quit at the right time and analyze the reasons why you failed. It's that simple. Do you get? Quit at the right time, analyze the reasons why you failed. Don't quit when it is too late. And then don't just fail and move on. Analyze the reasons why you failed. That's the A part of the topic. The B part of the topic talks about what? Rejection. And that too is a constant in life. No matter how beautiful you are, no matter how handsome you are, no matter how wealthy you are, no matter how intelligent you are, no matter how experienced you are in business, no matter how all-round positive you are going to have rejections all the time. You are going to have what? Rejections all the time. So there are two stories that we're going to draw from, or three. One is that of Bill Gates, who was the longest serving richest man in the world. Two is that of Mark Zuckerberg, who was or is the founder of Facebook, and 3 is that of Alibaba, who is what's his name? Jack Ma, who is the founder of Alibaba. So these people faced a lot of rejections. And first, I'll start with Bill Gates, and Microsoft. Bill Gates said that he pitched the idea of Microsoft to over 100 people. Out of that 100 people, a very few of them, less than half, keyed into the idea. And out of that, less than half that keyed into the idea, a smaller number put their money on the line, and that's how Microsoft got born or got founded. Now, this statement at face value looks very, very simple. I talked to 100 people, 30 people, but imagine that you start a business or you have a business idea and you have to talk to 100 different people about it. Do you know the amount of work it takes? You have to go and sit down with Mr. A, you talk to him about the business, he will ask you questions. Which state did you say you are from? Say Osun State, sir. Your mother is white or black? My mother is black. Have you done any business before? People ask you stupid questions. Do you understand? You are done with Mr. A, you are stressed out. At the end of the day, say, okay, I'll look into it, I'll think about it. Drop your proposal, I'll get back to you. You are done. It might be a 1-hour session. Tomorrow you have to go and meet Mr. B. I have this idea, you do this, you do that, you say it all over again. You ask you, have you seen 1 million naira before? You now look at yourself that, okay. You are telling. Do you understand? You are done with this person, you leave, you go to another person. You do the same thing 100 times. So that's the idea. So you understand how passionate he was about it, that he kept on going. And newsflash, it wasn't that his parents were poor. His parents were not poor. But they didn't have the resources to entirely, invest in his business. So he had to still go out and search for funds, search for partners. And sometimes it's not just money you need when you are looking for partners. It's experience, is the know-how, is that stability. Somebody that will tell you, no, let's not go down this path, because we have gone down this path before and it didn't all go well for us. So it's not, especially as a young founder of a startup, you need somebody who has been there and done that to be able to steady your boat. It's not just about money, because you can have all the money and waste it on one bad decision. So getting rejected 100 times, that's crazy. The same thing happened with the founder of Facebook. He called together a lot of his friends, and I think about a few of them came to the meeting at all. He invited them. They didn't even come. Those that came, about 5 of them are billionaires today. Yes. So, but a lot of people rejected the idea. But that didn't stop him. He didn't say, this and that, 99 people have said this idea is not good. What am I even thinking, sir? Am I the only one? People, let me go and rest. No. He didn't let that time. Also, Jack Ma, before even Alibaba, he was rejected on almost everything that he had tried. He said there was a year that an E3 came to China. I think it was KFC or McDonald's. They came. Like 20 people applied. They employed all the remaining 90 people. Only him. You know what that is? If it is in this our own part of the country, you say, he needs deliverance. Do you understand? They picked every other person but him. But he didn't let that deter him. He kept on pushing for his goals. He kept on doing what he needed to do. So, in that regard also, if you are going to do business, and rejection is in a lot of forms also. I'm telling us all of these things so that we don't feel that once you have succeeded in the business, you are okay. You don't have to face these things again. You will keep on facing it. Every time as a business owner, whether your business is successful or not, that you pitch your business or you market your product to somebody and that person does not buy it, it's still rejection. Anytime that somebody walks into your store and looks at what you have and says, okay, I'm coming back. You say, ah, you're not buying. You say, no, I'm coming back. That's still rejection. Do you understand? How do you handle it? How do you handle it? Do you say, there's one common thing that market women do, especially in the Southwest. When you price pomo and you say 100 naira, you say, no, check over 50 naira. Do you understand? Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Always be pleasant. Whether you are rejected or you are accepted, always be pleasant. This is rule number 1 of handling rejection. Always be pleasant. Because the human mind works in very, very funny ways. Very, very funny ways. Have you ever been in a situation where you went to a store, you wanted to buy a shoe, and you looked at the shoe, and you say, I don't like this shoe. And you did not buy it. Then you are watching a music video, and you see the video wearing that same canvas, and you're like, but I find. And you go back and you want to buy it. Do you understand? So sometimes when an idea is pitched to us the first time, we don't necessarily see it from every angle that is possible. So we reject it. And when we reject it, it doesn't mean that's the end. It doesn't mean that once I say no, I cannot come back and say yes. Guys can relate with this very, very much. There are times when you see a fine girl and you say, auntie, I like you. And she's like, who, me? How? Me? For you? What rubbish is that? You not even look at yourself and look at me. That's rejection. I believe in rejection. That's outright rejection. But 3 months down the line, you will see brother and sister holding hands and smiling and giggling. How did it happen? How did it happen? Do you understand? So people have the right to change their minds. And for that sole reason, you cannot be unpleasant to anybody who rejects you. If you are unpleasant to somebody who rejects you, you are telling the person that you want to take away their right to choice. That's exactly what you are saying. That you don't have a right to not accept. Or God of by That's barbaric. So you take the person and you say, thank you for your time. I hope that you reconsider. We'll meet further down the line. And then you go. So that's etiquette number 1 of dealing with rejection. And chances are, and there are times when the person that you are actually pitching to might not take the idea, but then he's discussing it with somebody and said, Baba Bede Abamileni, Olon be sile ball, came you akowo si, you don't even ball. Alone back. And the person is like, kilo aso, Emileni Oseni. Give me the person's number. And then that person contacts you and the person does. But if you have been unpleasant to that person, he will not link you. He will not refer you. Do you understand? So don't be unpleasant. The person you are pitching to might be the step board to where you are actually going. Do you get? So don't ever be unpleasant to the person who rejects your offer. Don't. That's number 1. Number 2 is be persistent. Because like I said, people don't usually accept offers at first instance. People don't usually accept offers at first instance. So you have to be persistent. You have to be very, very persistent. So I always like to use the analogy of boy and girl because everybody here can relate. If you are not married, you are planning to be married. If you are not planning to be married, you shall be in a relationship. You cannot relate. Thank you very much. So one way or the other, we're bound to have filial relationship with each other, or not filial relationship, romantic relationship with each other. So it's easy for us to relate to. So you have total again, you don't go and say, never talk about. You send early morning message, good morning, dear, how are you doing? Hope you slept well. At night you say good night, sleep well, sleep tight, sleep dreams, then you touch your. You do that consistently for like 3 months. You buy small gifts, you do, you know, I'm giving you strategies. Yes. And if it's not that you are entirely a no-no, you know, chances are that the door will open. You understand? So that's it. Because somebody has rejected, you know, if we have anybody who has an email will know that sometimes you receive mails and you have to unsubscribe and unsubscribe and unsubscribe. Anytime you click on the website, they tell you accept cookies, click on, they'll start sending you mails. You know, subtle. It's not, they're not in your face. They'll just send you mails. Oh, do you know that you can do this, do this, do this, do that? Do you know that you can do this? One day you will think about it and, I've seen this thing somewhere. And you go back and you pick it up. So you can send subtle reminders to people. You don't necessarily have to close the door once you have been rejected. And then, you know, just like failure, with rejection, you have to increase the number of pitches for you to increase the probability of getting a yes. So you don't say, I've talked to 10 people, they did not agree, this thing will not work. You have to increase the number of people that you talk to, so that you get more rejections, by the way, but the probability of you getting an acceptance gets higher with every pitch. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then again, you don't limit yourself to a demography. You have been talking to only women about this idea, and it's not working. Try talking to men. You have been talking to old people only about this idea. Try talking to young people also. You have been talking to Yoruba people about this idea. Try talking to Hausa people. You have been talking to, do you get? Change your demography. Sample a wider range of people. Don't limit yourself to a particular kind of people. So you have always been doing your business on your WhatsApp status and business is not coming so much. Take it to Twitter, take it to Instagram, take it to the streets. Do you understand? Yeah, so possibilities are that, you know, your chances of getting somebody to say, what are you doing there, will increase. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's it. Take it to a wider demography. And, you know, basically, that's it. Don't allow rejection to weigh you down. Don't allow rejection to weigh you down. Most importantly, always ask why. Always ask why. So I go to you and I tell you I want to start a business and this and that and I believe so much in this business and all of that. And then you tell me no, you are not interested in investing. Politely say to the person, sir, can you please tell me why you feel that it's not such a good idea? Don't forcefully say, Tori, give me. No. Politely ask why. Because this your why is the same thing as analyzing the reasons for your failure in the topic under failure. So when you ask why, you are the ideas that they give you, the criticism is what you will now use to modify the idea and pitch to somebody else. Do you get? So maybe it's better to tell you, no, I feel that the time is not right for this thing. If you had done it at so time, or you are doing it in a different part of the country, it will be better. That's criticism. You take it, you don't say, why you like it. Do you get? You take that, you use it to modify your idea, and then you pitch it to somebody else. But you know, it's not all ideas that you must take. You now say, lecture I went to, they say I should use criticism to modify my idea. So this one will say, go left. You modify, you go left. You go talk to another person, say, you went left, no, go right. You modify again, you go right. This one say, no, go up. You modify again, you become mad. You become mad. So you have to look at 2 or 3 things. 3 things actually. You look at the person that is criticizing you. Is he qualified to criticize? Do you understand? So somebody is telling you about medicine. Is he a medical doctor? Has he been in that field? Does he know about it? If he does not, then his criticism is probably not worth it. Do you understand? Then you look at the body of the criticism. What is the actual thing that he's criticizing? He's saying that your shoe is black, it should be blue. You look at it critically, okay, is it supposed to be so? Do you understand? So you don't just take every criticism at face value and just start to know. You have to analyze the person who is criticizing. You have to analyze what the actual criticism is. What is he saying? Does it make sense? And you look at it with an unbiased mind. You don't start to think that, you look at it with an unbiased mind. You analyze it. You look at it that you are the one that is saying it. Okay, does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying? So these are things. So if you employ these tactics, if you use these strategies, you are bound to be able to benefit more from failure, benefit more from rejection. Do you understand? So basically, that's it. I've exceeded my time with 4 minutes. So I will shut my mouth here and say shalom. But I'll take another 6 minutes. No less. Because last month I had already prepared something to talk. This month I did not prepare because I felt I will come here now, make this man begin to talk and make time make I type it. So I didn't prepare anything. But last month I prepared, I sat there, put pen on paper. So it's bringing me, I have to point out.
Feel free, sir, you have to follow.
I have to point out. So business strategy, doing what works for profitability and sustainability. It's going to be very, very fast. So if you don't take notes, I'm not going to elaborate, I'm just going to read. Basically, there are a couple of imperatives that are important in business strategy. First is the strategy making imperative itself. When you are making your strategy, what do you consider? I said I will not explain, so I'm just going to Brugite. So the entire thing has an acronym that is, what do you call it? That forms a word. And the word that is formed is what? Invest. So the entirety of your business strategy, doing what works for profitability and sustainability, can be explained with the word invest. I-N-V-E-S-T. So I'm going to tell you what each of these imperatives are. The I there is the ideation imperative. Somebody should borrow me by. Can we write on this thing?
Yes, sir.
We can have it?
Yes,
Somebody should borrow me by. Thank you. Invest. I-N-V-E-S-T. This is the ideation imperative. And the ideation, already you have seen idea. They don't push on. It's the idea that matters, forget the shon. Do you understand? So the ideation imperative is about what? You have to clarify and communicate your identity, purpose, and long-range intention. All of that is big grammar, forget it. What it means is why, who, and where. Who are you? Why are you here? Where are you going? That's the ideation imperative. As somebody who sells shoes, you have to understand who you are. Who am I? I'm a shoemaker. Do you understand? You already understand who you are. Why are you here? My purpose is to sell shoes. No, so? Where are you going? And that's where your vision and your mission comes into play. Where are you going? I want to be the foremost shoe seller this side of the world. I want to be the foremost shoe seller in the world entirely. I want to be selling shoe in the corner of our house. Let the people in my street be buying my shoe. I'm okay. You have to define these three things. That's the ideation imperative. Who are you? Why are you here? Where are you going? Chicken. Are we together? Once you have defined these three things, you have an idea of what you are doing. That's the ideation imperative. Next is the nature imperative. That's N. That's the nature imperative. The nature imperative deals with you aligning, understanding, for every business, there has to be a culture. Nature imperative is defining the culture of your business. And how do you do that? You align your strategy, your culture, and your structure. That's the nature. So that when somebody is looking at your business from outside, they are able to say that, this business, this is how it is. This business is for rich people. This business is for middle class people. This business is for we the Mekunos. This business opens by 8, closed by 10. This business is for workers. This business, everybody should be able to understand at a glance what your business is about. If they don't understand, forget about succeeding. Do you understand? Your brand, once people have seen it, you say, okay, I'm selling perfumes. What kind of? I'm selling 2,000 perfume, 1,000 perfume is a perfume that everybody can buy. Everybody understands. Okay, you are selling 60,000 naira perfume, 100,000 naira perfume. Your target audience is different. Do you understand? So you need to know that the nature of your business, you yourself, you have to understand it. Who are my targets? How do I want to serve them? Do you understand what I'm saying? That's nature. Then the V stands for what? Vision. 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 That's the vision imperative. And vision imperative translates intention into strategy, goals, and metrics. So it's not vision that I've seen it. Let me just go and I want to be the biggest. No. It breaks it down into what? Strategy, goals, and metrics. Metrics is the tools that you use to measure. You know, when we were talking about failure earlier on, we talked about you understanding the pattern of the business. And so it is with metrics that you can understand the pattern of it. How do you measure growth? How do you measure backwardness? It is metrics that you have employed that enables you to measure all of this. So all of these things I'm telling you are difficult, but if you have written them down, you can go and research on them more. So let me try point down so that my writing will not be a waste. So your vision imperative translates your intention. You know, we talked about the ideation imperative first. So it translates your intention into strategy, goals, and metrics. So it's just like when they tell you that, you know, every success starts with a dream, and then you have to turn that dream into a goal, then you turn that goal into action, and then you can now start to think about success. So that's exactly what they are saying in a different language. Your ideation is the dream. Then now they are telling you that for you to be able to even turn the dream into a goal, you have to understand the nature of it. That's the second one. Then the third one, the vision, is you now converting that dream into strategy, goals, and metrics. Okay, so we want to open a salon, a unisex salon. What's our strategy? Who is going to be our target audience? What's going to be our price range? What quality do we offer? What is our edge? That's our strategy. Then goals are, okay, we want to cater to 100 people in a day. We want to cater to 200 people in a day. These are our goals. We want to hit a turnover of 1 million naira in a month, a turnover of 2 million naira in a month. These are our goals. Do you understand? Then the metrics are, what do you use to measure? If you don't have goals, there's nothing you are measuring. So you measure your goals against your reality. Okay, we said we wanted to be catering to 100 people in a day, but now we're catering to 13 people in a day. That's your metrics. It's telling you the difference between your goals and your reality. Do you understand? So have I broken down strategy, goals, and metrics for you? So that's it. So you have to always measure. And you can't measure well if you don't have something to measure against. Do you get me? So you have to always define what you are measuring against. Some of you are just opening businesses and you're saying, I'm selling perfume, I'm selling shoe, I'm selling clothes, I'm selling parfait, I'm selling cake, I'm selling. How many cakes do you feel that you need to sell for you to think that you are doing well? You have not defined it. So if you don't define it, how can you work towards it? You have not told yourself that I need to bake 10 cakes in a month to feel that I am okay. I need to sell 50 shoes in a month to feel that I am okay. I need to sell 100 perfumes in a month to feel that I'm okay. So how do you define whether you are growing or not? How do you define whether you are doing well or you are not doing well? Do you understand what I'm saying? So you don't just say, I have a goal, I have an idea. You must measure, you must break it down. That's vision. Are we together? Then we have what? The E is what? Engagement. What? Engagement. And you know, everybody should know what it is. So you have your goals, you have your whatever. What next? Go to the field. Engage. Go to the field. Walk. Put in the work. That's basically it. So engage strategy through the project investment stream. So you don't say that I want to sell 50 cakes in a month, and the mixer that you have is for your friend Kafaya. When you have project, you go and borrow. How do you intend to sell 50 cakes? Are we together? So you need to provide that which you need to be able to meet the goal that you have set for yourself. Do you get where we're going? That which you need to meet the goal, the target that you have set for yourself, you have to provide it. This is where engagement is. To say you need to reach out to 100,000 people. Are you going to go and meet 100,000 people yourself? No, you need a team. So provide the team and give them the tools that they need to go out. And then break it down for them. You talk to 5,000 people. You talk to 5,000 people. You talk to 5,000 people. So you have 20 people each talking to 5,000 people. That's 100,000. Okay, so your 5,000 might look like a large number, but divide it by 30. So in a day, I'm supposed to talk to like 155 people, which is too much, but achievable. Do you get? So that's the engagement initiative. So when I say engage, act, I don't mean just go and say, hey, I'm making cake. No. You have to provide what it is you need to meet up with your goal. Or else, you go back to your goal and redefine it. Say, I have this cake, make you Do you understand what I'm saying? You have to go back and redefine your goal. If you are not able to provide what you need to engage. Are we together? It's fast paced, sorry, it was supposed to be a whole lot of explaining, you would have understood better. But I'm sure some of us would have been grabbing a few things along that. So basically, that's E. S is also all of this is also let me finish, then I'll now come back. S is the synthesis imperative. Synthesis is like blending things together by synthesizing things. That's the word. So what does it talk about? It talks about monitoring and aligning the project work. So I have provided what I need. I have gotten 20 people and told them to talk to 5,000 people each. Do I just push them into the field and allow them to just go and do whatever they like? No. I have to come back and monitor what it is they are doing and make sure that they are doing what is the way I have asked them to do it. So I bake cakes and I've asked you to go and engage people, and then you are now going to talk to Afa in the mosque. Afa is preaching that birthday is wrong, wedding cake is wrong, engagement is wrong. That's the person that you are going to talk to. Are you engaging? Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you engaging? No, you are disengaging. So, synthesis helps you to modify and to align your goals with your actions. Do you understand? It helps you to modify your goals with your actions. What are you doing? What direction are you going? Are you going the direction that you're supposed to go? If not, you quickly redirect. Do you get me? This is what you do as an entrepreneur. You don't say that, money sales girl, money sales girl, I sales girl will attend to you. Some of us make this mistake. Once we start making like 2,000 a month, we will become CEO. When they call you, you say, please talk to my sales girl. And you don't have a feedback mechanism that is telling you how your sales girl is talking to people, how your sales girl is attending to people. Is she chasing them away or drawing them closer? She doing what you asked her to do? You might have defined the goals and have set it all up and have told them what you want them to do. But you still have to come back and monitor and check. is what they are doing in tandem with what you have asked them to do? Does it align with the vision that you have set for yourself? Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is the synthesis imperative. T is the last one. Transition imperative. What? Transition imperative. And in transition imperative, you what? Just like the word says, anything trans is movement from one place to another. So in the transition imperative, you move project outputs into the mainstream. So you have called on these 20 people that you have asked to go and engage people. They have talked to people. Out of the 100,000 people that they talked to, maybe 1,000 people responded. Now you have to now key into that 1,000 and use it to build 1 million. That's transition. Do you get it? Build on the successes that you have achieved in I and N and B and E and S. Build on it and use it to now expand. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
That is the transition imperative. So, in this INVEST, we break it down into two. We break it down into two. And INV has to do with strategy making. This is where you make the decision on what is to be done and how it is to be done. While this one has to do with what? Leadership. So I'm giving you this breakdown so that you don't confuse both or allow this to be what you continue to do. If this is what you continue to do, without this, you have beautiful ideas, terrible results. Do you get me? If you continue to make strategy without proper leadership, you have what? Beautiful ideas, terrible results. Because people, by their nature, don't listen. People, by their nature, don't like to be told what to do. People, by their nature, are experimentative. So you have told this person, go to this place by 5 o'clock, talk to this person for 5 minutes, and write down everything that you say. By the time he comes back, he will tell you, he might not even tell you. So this is where leadership comes in. He might choose to go there by 5:30, talk to the person for 30 minutes, and decide not to write anything down. Do you understand what I'm saying? But you have made the strategy, you have written down the guide based on your experience and what you believe is right, and what you believe will work. Maybe it's even based on research. And you have told them what to do. You have idealized it, you have told them the nature, the goals, the vision, mission, everything, told them what to do. But if you don't do proper follow-up, that's where leadership comes in. You find out that you are putting the bill, but they are turning around and doing like that. Do you get what I'm saying? A friend of mine was telling me yesterday that he had a security guy in one of the shops in Lawrence, and when he expanded to Ibadan, or to Abuja, he took the security guy and made him manager, because the guy was showing promise and he had understood the business. So he made him manager in the Abuja branch. One day, the security guy reported one of the staff to him that, do you know that John, a sample, or Abdul, a sample, he stole 12,000 naira from the business? I was like, fuming. Okay, what nonsense is that? How do we take 12,000? Wait. Sorry, calm down. Let's investigate. Then he went to Abuja, investigated. And the boy said, John or Abdul said that he's sorry, it happened because his father was sick and he needed, why didn't you come to me? So they just sorted it out. He forgave the boy, and that was the end of it. Then, that night, he just decided that, okay, let me take all of them out. Let them go and enjoy themselves. But this boy that has already stolen 12,000, he did not take him out. And he did not tell him that he was taking the lesson. So when they went out, they enjoyed themselves, bought things for the rest of them. They now posted it on their status. This boy now saw it. Say, this one, he shot me Oga money. The next day, he just came. Oga, Mom, I know I stole your money. I'm very, very sorry. But you see this boy, he is a bigger criminal. Just ask him to provide his bank statement. Ask him for this business transaction of so day and so day and so day. true to what the police said, give me your bank statement. When the guy printed bank statement, somebody whose salary is like 50,000 in a month, the bank statement was reading transactions of over 1.2 million naira in 1 month.
Yes,
I'm telling you what actually happened. Wow. He had like 10 girlfriends. Wow. I'm going to distribute to what do you mean? Money is there. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, baby. Baba just distribute. Now, I'm trying to, all of this I'm telling you is to make you understand where there has to be synergy between strategy and leadership. Don't just say, I've told them what to do, I'm giving them, and then you don't provide leadership. You don't monitor what it is that you have asked them to do. Do you understand? Or when they have done it on a smaller scale, you don't monitor it going on to the larger scale. You know, this is like the middle point. Here, you are monitoring, are they doing what they are supposed to do? Here, you are monitoring how you grow it from 1 to 10, from 10 to 100. So, strategy making and leadership have to go hand in hand. Especially for people like us that have been able to successfully scale our business. You have 7 branches, you have 10 branches, you have 15 branches. There's no way you can know what is happening in all the branches at once. Except you create a feedback mechanism that gives you information about everything. Sometimes you can send ghost shoppers, mystery shoppers. Say, okay, take this 1,000 naira. Go and cut your hair at Rejection. So while you are there, let me know everything that happened. Do you understand? So you have to have a feedback mechanism that tells you what is actually happening in your business. You have to stand back from the business and look at it from the eye of the customer. How are the customers seeing your business? Because you might be seeing your business in a different way, and the customers are seeing it in an entirely different way. But in the end, guess what? It is how the customers see it that matters the most. Because you are not going to be the one to patronize your business. It's the customers. So if they don't think that the business is doing well, they will not come back. I'll give you a take home. Write it down. And that take home is all about doing the right thing. So it's effective strategy is choosing to do the right things. Effective execution is doing those things right. Should I come again? Yes. Effective strategy. So, you know, we have divided into strategy and leadership. So, leadership here we're talking about execution. Here we're talking about planning. So, it's planning and execution. So, effective strategy is choosing to do the right things, while effective execution is doing those things right. So, you have decided that this is how we want to do it and it's a good plan. You must do it well. You must do it right. That is the recipe for a proper strategy that makes sure that your business is profitable and sustainable. Clap for me.
Get the way they
I believe you should keep clapping. I mean, if really, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that standing ovation because he really do deserve it. Please, if you really enjoyed this session, I want you to give him that round of applause. Give a standing ovation, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. May you be honored too. May you be honored. You see, one thing that I have made a point of duty here in this program is that we are not bringing just any other person to come and tell you what is written in a book. You can see he runs a physical business and everything he's sharing are backed up with physical proofs and illustrations. So you could see that these are not theories. These are practical things that
when you apply them to your business, you definitely get results. Please let me celebrate Mr. Ahmad once again. We are so grateful, sir. We are so grateful, sir. Thank you for honoring our invitation. Thank you so much. I know you have questions, but we'll not be taking them now. You can just prepare them. Much later, we're going to do all of that. Many of you are blessed. If you're blessed, let me just see your hand. If you know you wasted your time coming here, proudly stand up. Like, stand up and say, "Oh, waste time, why?" Like, sincerely, I know we are changing lives, you're changing destinies, you're transforming nations. But the most important thing about everything we do here is that you go out there and shine that light. Shine that light. I mean, you can't learn all this and still remain small. You can't learn all this and still remain at the same level you were last year. It's for you to act upon them. Okay? So, and the beautiful thing about all of these things that have been taught is that they are something you can easily apply to your business. You pick the one that works for you and you apply them. Are we together? Yes. Are we together? Yes. So, Mr. Ahmad has already smashed everything regarding handling rejections and failures. And for part of this session, the last time, he already concluded that. And from what I'm seeing here, I mean, he really, really prepared for us. Please let me celebrate you one more time. Celebration. Okay, want to do something now? Can we stand to your feet, please? Because of the power outage, we couldn't do a few things that I planned that we're going to do in the beginning of the program. But stand, just do some little stretching and there, like that. Then make sure you have a partner, be a man or a woman. Please, if you are a woman and you come with your husband, hold your husband. It's important, please. And vice versa. Vice versa. Okay, make sure you're holding on to somebody, at least one person. Perhaps from the back, or from the left, or from the right. Hold on to somebody. You hold on to somebody. Now carry that person to another seat entirely. Both of you. Carry that person to another seat entirely. You are changing seats. Go with your practice, please. Yeah, you are changing seats. Alright, let's do that quickly. There are some people at the back that you've been eyeing the front seat since. Come here and sit down. Once you know, you may be comfortably seated, please. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Are we all good? Are we all good? Some people are still sitting where I saw them. It is fine. It is fine. It is fine. It's fine. Okay, briefly, within the next 30 minutes, 1 hour, I'll be showing something that is very, very amazing. It's sweet. I won't take much of your time. Majority of everything I want to say, Mr. Ahmad already smashed everything. So I'm like, where would I even start from? But then it is. Why are you acting like you don't understand? You watch these things now. Okay, so this particular topic we have here, business course, handling rejections and failure as an entrepreneur in business. Before we launch fully to this, let's go out there to take a picture. Group picture, then we all come back. So as you're coming with your drink. Don't worry. Your saliva will be salivated. You get it. So let's go out there and take a group photo. Shall we? Thank you so much. Let's go back, please. Let's go back.
Is it your desire to be an author?
You can go with the powerful
You've been thinking and dreaming that one day you'll also be called an author, right? And one of the things that I've been stopping you is that you don't know how to do it. I've brought to you a solution, and that is the Book Soldiers International. This is a company where we help you turn your intellectual properties, your idea, your knowledge, and that which you know how to do best into published assets. For example, a book. A lot of people are of the opinion that you have to be the one to sit and write your book yourself. But I'm telling you, no, that doesn't have to happen. With the Book Soldiers International, you can only submit to us your ideas, and we help you transform your ideas into a reality. We give you a real book. Like we say, you can give us your idea, then go to bed, and we will wake you up with a book. We've done it before. We are doing it. We can still do it again. Just send us a message at +234 90885868 on WhatsApp, or you give us a call at +234 7061082014. If you want to send us a mail, you can do so at thebooksurgeons@gmail.com. We are ready to receive you. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at The Book Surgeons, or on our website www.thebooksurgeons.com. My name is Akolade Oluwatoba, and I am an ambassador for the Book Surgeons International. Is it your desire to be an author? You've been thinking and dreaming that one day you'll also be called an author, right? And one of the things that have been stopping you is that you don't know how to do it. I've brought to you a solution, and that is the Book Soldiers International. This is a company where we help you turn your intellectual properties, your idea, your knowledge, and that which you know how to do best into published assets. For example, a book. A lot of people are of the opinion that you have to be the one to sit and write your book yourself. But I'm telling you, no, that doesn't have to happen. With the Book Surgeons International, you can only submit to us your ideas, and we help you transform your ideas into a reality. We give you a real book. Like we say, you can give us your idea, then go to bed, and we will wake you up with a book. We've done it before. We are doing it. We can still do it again. Just send us a message at +234 90885868 on WhatsApp, or you give us a call at +234 7061082014. If you want to send us a mail, you can do so at thebooksurgeons@gmail.com. We are ready to receive you. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at The Book Surgeons, or on our website www.thebooksurgeons.com. My name is Akolade Oluwatoba, and I am an ambassador for the
And
Book
please know the name of your partner. It's important. Don't have to do it. Anti-pump.
You've been
I don't want to hear brother pump.
one day also
Collect their number.
right? And
Ask
one of the
for
things
their
that have been
dates.
stopping you is that you don't know how to do it.
It's easy
I
for
brought
us.
to you a solution, and that is the Book Soldiers International. This is a company where we help you turn your intellectual properties, your idea, your knowledge, and that which you know how to do
All right.
best into
Well, that was too much of our time. Thank you so
For
much once
example,
again.
a lot
for
of
being
people are of
here.
the opinion
The 9th
that
edition
you have to
of
be
the
the one to
Entrepreneur
sit and
Fund with Akolade Oluwatoba, and I believe you've been having a nice time here. So within the next 30 minutes to 1 hour, I will be leading us on something that is very, very profound, and of course, it's going to help your business. It's just a moment of clarity, and of course, to push you, your business, and your career forward. And as it is in my own training or in my own class, if there's anything that's an objection, this is not a court, you can just raise your hand if the spirit in me agrees, I can tell you to talk, all right? But if there is a conflict within me, I can tell you just hold on for a while. But nonetheless, it's going to be an amazing time, like you've been enjoying it before now. So we're talking about stages of business success and failure. Stages of business success and failure. Now, this is not Harvard. This is not like one professional, one business school where you're going to be learning everything the way they are in the business world. We are talking about street sense here. We're talking about you knowing how to relate to the streets, knowing how to relate with your customers in a professional, in a very, very understanding and persuasive way. Of course, if you're not persuasive, if you don't know how to convince people with your words, it's going to be a problem for you. And this is why we are doing all of this. So let's discuss stages of business success and failure. Why do businesses fail? Why do businesses succeed? I'll just be leading you through the stages that we have. How people move from one point to where they are in their business. How we have some people that are micro businesses and some are doing well on a large scale. You know, these are things that we'll be discussing here. Like I said, it's like a clarity session. Most of the things that we'll be sharing, they are things you're familiar with. But don't forget what I told you when we began this class. I told you that if you want to get something from this class, you've got to be prepared as a student. Okay? You are an expert at your field. You are so good at what you do, but then you need to show that readiness to learn because it is important. The very first stage of business success or failure is what I call the ideal stage. The ideal stage. The ideal stage. I will be dwelling on many things because Mr. Lawal has already done all of these things. He has spoken extensively on these areas. So I will be going straight to the point. We're talking about ideas. Some people, they can be in the toilet and all of a sudden they just get that light bulb moment. That is, they get an idea. And before you know it, that idea transforms lives. So that tells us that ideas are encountered. Ideas are encountered. Any idea at all it is that you get, it is a form of encounter. The way you are seated here, while Mr. Lawal was speaking, or while I am speaking, you could get certain ideas that will drop in your mind. And before you know it, it will change the world. The Microsoft of today, the Coca-Cola of today, the big brands of today started with an idea. In fact, where you are at the moment started off as an idea. So talking about idea, I broke down idea into three parts. Remember I told you that ideas are encountered. You encounter them. So the first part of idea is environmentally encountered. Ideas, number one, are environmentally encountered. Now this is what I mean. Based on the location that you find yourself or your environment, you tend to have certain ideas on how to do certain things. And I will backing up whatever I say with examples, something that you can actually relate with. There was a particular story I shared in one of our sessions. I told you of a lady who got to a particular location newly. And when she got there, because she went there as a house help. So she got to that location, and anytime she goes to dump the refuse in the bin, she discovered that there is a particular drink that is common in that refuse bin. I mean, she goes this Saturday, she sees that drink. She goes the next Saturday, she sees that drink. She goes another time, she sees that drink. That means this drink is something that is common in that estate. Are we together? So, and of course, there is no store in that particular estate that is distributing these drinks. So she had an idea that what if I could come up with a solution where I can go house to house and tell them, I can provide these drinks for you, probably at a discounted rate, or make our own research to know how much they buy these drinks and make an offer that is good. That was how she started her own business. She spoke to her madam, and before you know it, they are doing well. selling drinks. Where did she get the idea from? Our location, our environment, what is happening around her. So people that have great ideas, they don't have forehead, but they are people with an opened eyes. Provided you have an eye or you have eyes, does not mean you can see. Everybody has got eyes, but there are some people that cannot see. And talking about people that cannot see, we're talking about people that physically they can't see. And we're talking about people that idealistically they can't also see. We all see these things the same way, but somehow we can't. I mean, the Chinese, they came into this country, Lagos specifically, when some people are complaining, oh, there's no money, there's nothing anywhere. And a Chinese man stood and said, wow, this is money. So what we see differs, and what we see is influenced by our belief system, is influenced by our value system, is influenced by what we've chosen to accept as our mindset. So your environment matters as to what you see. The same way you are seeing things here, when you get to a certain location, you will see it differently. I mean, something happened to me this morning when I was going to church. You know these cufflinks that we usually wear? When I got back from Lagos, I was using the cufflinks those small ones. I was comfortable with them. When I started buying the bigger ones, I was like, oh, these ones are too big. But now, as I speak, when I see the small ones, I can't use them again. Why? Because my eyes, what I see has changed because of environment. Sometimes, if you want to get out to see something straight, change your location. The same way, a farmer in Odota will see a piece of land is different from the way a business farmer will see it in Banana Island. Are we together? Yes. Are we together? Yes. So environmentally encountered. Number 2 is circumstance induced. Circumstance induced. Now, talking about circumstance induced, these are ideas that hit you based on what you're doing at the moment. And that is where the saying focus expands comes in. By the time you stay focused on a particular thing, your focus begins to expand, and by the time it expands, you begin to have certain ideas, and you begin to go deeper and deeper and deeper. This is why you will say, I only want to write 10 words, and you end up writing 50 words. To get a long duration of a thing, you need to stay focused on that thing. Are we together? So circumstance induced. There's this particular situation. I heard a story. The husband works in the bank. The wife is not able to do anything like that. She's not working at all, but she stays as a full housewife. Now, all of a sudden, the husband's work was received from him. That means he was retrenched. They sacked him, right? And of course, they needed to pay the bill. The house rent is there, running into millions. How were they able to solve this? Then this particular woman, in their WhatsApp group, because it's an estate, she has the number of everybody there, both the women and the men, in that WhatsApp group. So while she sat down one day thinking about how to move or how to sort the bills at home, thinking about the kind of businesses she could do to earn money for herself and her family. Remember, she had to create time for that moment. When you want to push your brain to work, ask questions. Are we together? When you want to push your brain, rather than saying how to sell goals to be rich, simply ask, how can I be rich? Now, this is what your brain does. When you ask that question, your brain takes you to a level of the resources that you have in your head. And your brain begins to make you see the things that are connected to the questions you asked. This is why you ask. how can I get a brown car? And you go out there, you begin to see brown cars. Are we together? So this particular woman, while she was thinking, an idea hit her that, oh, my house help can actually make air for people. Sometimes, the resources you need to make your ideas go far are around you. But you need to start seeing people around you differently. You need to start seeing people around you differently. See, if your friend is a male or a female, see them beyond their gender. See your friend beyond. See your friend beyond what he or she does. Do not allow self-finish to finish you. Sincerely, this is why you keep explaining. Have you not seen a scenario where your friend that are rich, that they have potentials, are doing something for other people but not you? It is not ogwedile. No. It is simply how you've chosen to see that person. So it was when this woman was thinking that she noticed that the house help could actually make air. Then she posted on the WhatsApp group that, okay, you can start patronizing us. We can make air for you. We do the relaxing and all that. They started from making Oruba, Oba Kambesu, all that. Before you know it, they graduated. Then she removed a whole room for that business. What led to that idea? Circumstance. The situation at hand. And how was she able to get the idea? She asked questions. You see, anytime you say you can't, your brain shuts down. Anytime you say, no, I can't do this thing, your brain shuts down automatically. Alright? Then the third category is the inherited ideas. There are some people here that when your mother, when you grew up or when you are born, you met your parents selling corn, selling rice, selling so and so like that. But because you are now more exposed, you've seen things, you are online, reading news here and there, you know better how the business can grow. Then the idea comes, I can still do what my mom is doing, but in a better way. This is why there might be two amala joints at the spot, but one will keep making sales than the other. Why? Strategy. Strategy. Gone are those days where people want to eat the amala in a dirty place, so long the amala is fine. Gone are those days. When people started noticing that the people that are coming now, they are the people that actually want neatness with what they are going to consume. Because a lot of news is going out there about diseases that are caused by dirtiness. That was how they now migrated to making a restaurant. Are we together? Are we together? Good. So those are the three categories of ideas: circumstance-induced, environmentally encountered, and inherited. Then the next stage of a business is the action stage. Is the action stage. Is the action. No matter everything that you learn here today, if you don't take action, I still repeat, you will remain the same. It's not a curse, but that's the reality. Because there is one thing that action does to you, that when you start, you will be pushed to finish up. And do you know why you receive a lot of ideas like this and you still don't take action on them? Number one, your mindset. Your mindset is very, very key. It is the bedrock upon which every other thing you are and will be is built upon. That's the bedrock. And getting your mindset changed is part of you attending a program like this. There are some of you here, there's a particular person that she traveled abroad. When she got back, just 7 days. 7 days. When she got back, she was like, this place is too small. The same house she left. Has it happened to you before? When you travel to a place, probably because the space is bigger, and you return, you're like, this place is just too small. I can't just see myself in this small place. The same pot I used to cook, that only me will enjoy, if she did not come. That same pot, hope you don't hear what I said.
I hear that one.
You hear that one?
I hear that one.
Like right now. The same pot that I saw to be a big pot, when I started using bigger pots to cook for a lot of people, and I went back to my wife and said, I bought this pot myself. That's a change in mindset. So where you are matters. Who you surround yourself with matters. The kind of discussions you hold, they all matter, because imagine you're not sitting down to record a particular song on your head. But when you're washing plates, the song keeps coming, and you feel as though you and the person actually wrote it together. Has it not happened? Like you didn't sit down to say I want to record and score these songs. But all of a sudden, you were washing clothes or you're washing plates, and the song start coming. You start singing. You start singing. You don't know how. That means your subconscious accept whatever thing is around you. I posted something in the group of a reel that someone shared about TikTok, and that's the truth. TikTok was created in China, right? Now the Chinese government, they now made it that if you are in their location, you want to watch your TikTok, the only videos, the only contents they will bring it to you are contents that are educative. But in Nigeria, so you can see how their mindset would be changed compared to you. This is why you must not compare yourself with someone that is not in your location. I repeat, do not compare yourself with someone that is not in your location. A 10-year-old in Germany, I'm sorry to say this, sometimes is better than a 50-year-old in Nigeria because of their access, because of the things they have access to. You, before you travel to one country, you have to you queue in the embassy for visa. But these people, I want to get to Germany in the next 5 hours. I want to travel out to this particular place. They only need to buy the ticket. But your own green party cannot take you there. Just like that. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So action. So another thing that influences your action is your past experiences. See, there is something called letting go. And there are a lot of people that they are the one holding themselves. Yes, they still want to go. You need to learn how to make what happened in the past remain in the past if you really want to embrace the future. That you failed yesterday, mind you, failure also leads to success. And failure makes you a tutor. Are we together? Failure makes you a tutor. So if you do not fail, you can't learn how to actually succeed. That's the simple truth. So that you failed in one business. Look at Mr. Ahmad. He failed in one business. That does not stop him. He moved to another one. It's just that some of the trend and slogan going on today, we are not using them to our advantage. When we say we move, are you using it to your advantage? Whereas you are staying in that same thing. You go better, you go better. My dear, this is a generation where internet is everywhere. Everything happens in split seconds. You just have to do what you have to do and move. Then the next one is the resources. What are the resources available to your use? This is why, as an entrepreneur, your library is important. Your network is important. Where you go, very, very important. Your resources. Then information and your access. Information and your access. Information and your access. These are the things that actually influences your own, your taking action. Then the next stage is the result. What are the things that guarantee results? Your effort. Trying to rush because you have a lot of things to still do. Effort. Effort. Once you leave here, are you going to drop the notes that you've copied here into a refuse bin, or you keep it under your pillow and think the information will download to your head? It is not done. You've got to take effort. Sometimes you get help when you raise yourself to be helped. If you don't start, you won't get assistance. When we started this particular program, I started with my own knowledge, with what I know. I just started. But today, we have people that are doing things for us. The graphic design you are seeing is done by Mr. Naim. This shoe that you are seeing here, somebody here gave me as a gift, Mr. Timothy. He gave me as a gift. Because I decided to just what? Rise.
Mr. Timothy, size 41. I'm not joking.
He's even right beside me there.
Okay.
Why? Because I chose to move. You saw my shoe, you are happy. That's because I made the effort to change lives. If this program hasn't been helpful to him, he would think of giving a gift. There are some other people here that have given gifts. I have the volunteers here. You are seeing the posts and the quotes that are here on the screen, right? While we are still here, we have some of them doing the work and they are doing everything here, pushing it out there. I wouldn't have connected with all these people if I decide to remain where I am. The person you are looking for is looking for you. Then the next one is your investment. These are the things that guarantees your result. Your investment. If you invest in sleep, you will get the result. I was shocked when I saw on Tony Elumelu's page, he was writing that these are the ingredients for success, and he added restlessness. Sincerely, he's on his page. Ingredients for success, he added restlessness. That means once you have signed up to change lives, be prepared to be restless. Once you have signed up to get out of your comfort zone, be prepared to be restless. Then the next one is the channels. The channels. The channels. The channels that you take through to get to your own location, destination rather. Now, there are a lot of people here who want to start certain businesses. You have the idea already. But do you know what is stopping you? You are just one information away to your destination. And information is on the lips of men. And after you get information is when you interact with men. In fact, even the Yoruba say, "Aile soro lo mwenu doti." So you need to learn how to create conversation, communicate with people. It is important. The way you all are here, I told us last time, I said, my money, every one of us, our money is in someone else's pocket. But how you get it is your strategy. That's it. So quickly, let me move to the 5 things that matter, the 4 things that matters in a business success. 4 things that matters in a business success. And I call them the 4 R's. I'm trying to rush because of our time. The 4 R's. All right, Mr. Ahmad said he would like to take his leave now. But before then, like I said, it's good to take pictures of big men when you see them. So let me start by showing, by leading by example. You understand? Photographer, come and snap me and do. Babulu. If you want to snap with him, you can go to Essence. Don't go out. If you go out, please lock the door there. Let me just take my picture. Mr. Naim, I said you don't go out. You want to go and wait him? Don't worry, you see him. And I'll send his portraits to you. We'll do Photoshop. Alright? What is it? The photographer is wrong. Is that right? In Romeo. All right, cool. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Nice. Every celebration. All right, the 4 things that matters in a business. Number 1, relationship. In this relationship, I categorize them in 3: the clan, community, and your circle. The clan, community, and your circle. The community, your clan, and your circle. Listen, there are some of your friends that they have jacked back and you are angry that they didn't tell you. Do you know why? You are not part of their circle. So in business, you need to understand that, see, the way all of you are like this is a community that I can dispense my product and service to, as an example. And from you, it gets to the world. There are some of you here that you didn't see the flyer on my status because we don't know each other. You saw it on someone else's status. That's the power of a community. So regardless of the business you do, you need to have a community. People that believe in your ideas. People that are seeing what you are saying. People that understand what you are trying to pass across. You need a community if you want to thrive. This is why you must never joke with your database. Every customer that comes to you, you must have a record of every one of them. That's your community. Then your clan are they are close to you, but not very close to you. These are the people that we can call your friend's friend. They are your clan. They believe in you because somebody does. So what are the functions of these people in your businesses? They are there to act as your agent, as your evangelist to what you do. Then the next set of people are your circle, your inner circle, people that you share your pains with. As an entrepreneur, you cannot survive staying alone. You can't. Because you will encounter pain, you will encounter struggle. A lot of things are out there that you will encounter. But if you have somebody to cry on their shoulder, if you have somebody to discuss with, if you have somebody to share ideas with, it will be faster. These are your circle. That's relationship. Then the next R is your resources. You've heard a lot of time when people complain about their complaint is that I don't have money, I don't have capital to start something. And Robert Kiyosaki already gave us an idea. You can start your business using other people's money. Right? OPM. Other people's money. And how do you do that? It's very simple. This is where community works. The way all of you are, to be candid, if I should come up with, okay, I have a particular project that I'm running, and this project, if you all can just contribute 10,000 naira, just 15 people contributing 10,000 naira, we are going to get this project funded, and at the end of the day, everybody will get their 10,000 naira plus interest. Won't you contribute? You will. Why? Because I have a community. I have a community. You can see how they all work hand in hand. So for your resources, you need your funds. Then you need your tools. Now listen, as an entrepreneur, your mobile phone is an office on its own. Do not rent an office if you cannot fund it for a long time. At least 3 years. If you can't conveniently fund it, if the business cannot conveniently fund itself, you need to define what next level means for yourself, for you. If I should ask many people here, how much do you make in a month? You won't be able to tell because you don't have your numbers intact. I need people to give me answers to this question. I've asked it before. If you meet Sonia Dimelu by chance in the lift, and of course, you have just like 10 seconds. One question you ask him. Who can tell me that? 2 people. You meet Sonia Dimelu in the lift, and your opportunity to ask him one question, what would that be in 10 seconds? Mind you, whatever you say to him will lead to a longer conversation, right? So that moment is for something solid. Yes, sir. You raise your hand.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll simply ask him that, hello sir, what keeps you awake at night?
What keeps you awake at night? That's fine. Okay. Mind you, any question you are asking, just ask it to yourself that if such a question is asked to you, what will be your response? Okay.
Yeah. What's your biggest secret for collaboration?
What's your biggest secret for collaboration? You want to ask, okay?
I'll simply ask him, sir, how do you go about asking the right questions that will lead to better things and a better future for yourself?
But just put yourself in the shoes that if such a question is thrown at you, what will be your reaction? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. Because sometimes people are not proud. It is your action that actually displays their reaction. Do you get? And do not ask people biblical questions. Sincerely, questions that who can answer conveniently. Something like that. How can you succeed in a business? That's a vague question. Because there are several big processes. I cannot expect him to compress 4-year course in 10 seconds. Are we together? Then the next one is your reach. This talks about your marketing strategies. Many of you, if I ask you what are your marketing budget for the month, you can't tell. Why? Because you don't even know why they are important. And if you don't understand how to use money to get money, you can't make more. You can't make more. Mind you, money and people, they are vital resources to get anything solved on this earth. They are the best two currency. However, relationship is better. Relationship is better. The way you all are here, if I should say, okay, I need a particular thing done, and I don't want to be physically involved. Because you believe in what I share, you believe in my vision, you believe in the idea that we are pushing TEP with, you will definitely support it. So I'm using other people's skills, other people's talent to making us achieve a common goal. There's always a front man, but he's not the main man. There's what? Always a front man, but he is not the main man. Your reach talks about your marketing strategies, then your makeup strategies. When clients complain, what do you do? How do you make an unsatisfied client satisfied? These are your makeup strategies. Mind you, if your relationship with that client is not very cordial, it will be difficult because once some customer complain once, they won't come back again. And you can lose customers in a customer. Then the last one is your response rate. Mr. Lawal said that. Response rate. People post on your comments, you don't reply. Well done. People send you messages, even the ones that can actually help you. You see, there are certain levels you get to before you can begin to apply certain strategies. You need to have risen to a certain level. When you are not at that level where if you don't touch your business in 6 months, it will still grow. You need to start attending to every single potential customer. Sometimes somebody can send I don't respond to every eyes, but sometimes when I'm very free and you send I'll look at your profile. So I see let you need question. I trust Facebook. It has the block button by the side. You know those three sides. You press it, you see the block or your friend. Do you get that? Before you apply certain strategies, understand that you are grown and matured for that particular strategy. It is important. There are many that I would love to share, but time does not permit. So for just 10 minutes, I want us to do what I call the business conversation. Like we did the last time, you all pick yourself in fives, and then you are going to tackle a particular question together. Then once you're done, you are going to bring a representative to discuss what you've shared with us. Before that time, if you have any question at all, I'm taking 2 questions and we wrap and I wrap up my session. Just 2 questions. Just 2 questions. All right, cool. Yes, go ahead. Mr. What? Ahmad session. Okay.
How can we go about understanding problems that we are not directly experiencing?
How can you
go about understanding problems that we are not directly experiencing? How can we go about understanding problems that we are not directly experiencing?
Okay, that you are not directly experiencing. Good. Now, talking about you understanding a problem that you are not experiencing, it is in you asking questions. Okay, I'm not diabetic, and I want to understand what it means to solve a problem for someone that is diabetic. It's a myth gathering people that are diabetic. What are you experiencing? Why? What were the kind of foods you ate before you start experiencing this and that? You need to understand all these things. So once you're able to ask questions, the best shot is asking questions. And then you create the solution that is needed for that. I believe we are good to go. Right? One more question. You raising your hand? Okay, in the absence of no other question, I guess that Muslim people are going to pray. Okay, want to ask a question? Of course. Okay.
Like handling business failure, all the lectures that talked about. Someone to ask, how does a business owner balance, mentally balance all these problems that happen, business failures, business goals, and all these things? How do you maintain it?
Okay, how do you maintain?
Mentally, yes. How
okay.
Do you decompress?
Mentally, one very hard and fast rule to this. You need to know when to take a break. Do you get? Taking a break is not like you're going away from the business, but you are trying to fix the source of the business, which is you. Alright? And if you are faulty, the business automatically is faulty. Because at that point, you've not built the business to function without you. So when you are experiencing certain challenge, you need to just step away. And you do what I said the other time, asking yourself a question. Why am I facing this? Then you bring out point. There's a power when you bring out a pen to write on a piece of paper. You get inflow of answers to certain questions you don't even know exist. So pen and paper, they work extremely well. Extremely well. I kid you not. I kid you not. I've answered your question. Good. Good. Okay, since our Muslim brothers have gone for break for their prayers, I think at this point let's go for a short break of 10 minutes. 10 minutes, then I'll give the person out to give the gift, then the entrepreneur of the month. I'm also going to announce that. So you can go for 10 minutes break, talk with each other, network, and have fun for just 10 minutes. Then we're back. 10 minutes.
Is it your
10
desire
minutes.
to be an author? You've been thinking and dreaming that one day you'll also become an author, right? And one of the things that have been stopping you is that you don't know how to do it. I've brought to you a solution, and that is the Book Soldiers International. This is a company where we help you turn your intellectual properties, your idea, your knowledge, and that which you know how to do best into published assets. For example, a book. A lot of people are of the opinion that you have to be the one to sit and write a book yourself. But I'm telling you, no, that doesn't have to happen. With the Book Soldiers International, you can only submit to us your ideas, and we help you transform your ideas into a reality. We give you a real book. Like we say, you can give us your idea, then go to bed, and we will wake you up with a book. We've done it before. We are doing it. We can still do it again. Just send us a message at +234 9090 885868 on WhatsApp, or you give us a call at +234 7061 082014. If you want to send us a mail, you can do so at thebooksurgeons@gmail.com. We are ready to receive you. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at The Book Surgeons, or on our website www.booksurgeons.com. My name is Akolade Oluwatoba, and I am the president of The Book Surgeons International. Is it your desire to be an author? You've been thinking and dreaming that one day you'll also be called an author, right? And one of the things that have been stopping you is that you don't know how to do it. I've brought to you a solution, and that is the Book Soldiers International. This is a company where we help you turn your intellectual properties, your idea, your knowledge, and that which you know how to do best into published assets. For example, a book. A lot of people are of the opinion that you have to be the one to sit and write your book yourself. But I'm telling you, no, that doesn't have to happen. With the Book Soldiers International, you can only submit to us your ideas, and we help you transform your ideas into a reality. We give you a real book. Like we say, you can give us your idea, then go to bed, and we will wake you up with a book. We've done it before. We are doing it. We can still do it again. Just send us a message at +234 9090 885868 on WhatsApp, or you give us a call at +234 7061 082014. If you want to send us a mail, you can do so at thebooksurgeons@gmail.com. We are ready to receive you. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at The Book Surgeons, or on our website www.booksurgeons.com. My name is Akolade Oluwatoba, and I am the president of the Book Surgeons International. Is it your desire to be an author? You've been thinking and dreaming that one day you also become an author, right? And one of the things that have been stopping you is that you don't know how to do it. I've brought to you a solution, and that is the Book Soldiers International. This is a company where we help you turn your intellectual property, your knowledge, and that which you know how to do best into published assets. For example, a book. A lot of people are of the opinion that you have to be the one to sit and write your book yourself. But I'm telling you, no, that doesn't have to happen. With the Book Soldiers International, you can only submit to us your ideas, and we help you transform your ideas into a reality. We give you